Today we are going to study the chapter circles. This is chapter number 10. Chapter number 10, circles. From lower class onwards we heard about the circles. So many things we know about a circle. So let us just revise. What is a circle? Circle means we know. It is a set of, collection of all the points in a plane which are equidistant from one particular point. From a point O, set of all the points which are equidistant. Suppose this point 5 centimeter away, another point 5 centimeter away, another point 5 centimeter away. So if I collect all the points in this way, 5 centimeter, this also 5 centimeter away. So this point, etc. So a set of all the points, a collection of all the points which are equidistant from 5 centimeter. Equidistant from this point. Equidistant means how much distance? 5 centimeter. Another one, small one, maybe only 1 centimeter away. So circle means collection of all the points which are at a particular distance from one particular point. That point is called the center. What is the center? Center of a circle, all are knowing. Circumference. That boundary is called a circumference. This is a circumference. Center, circumference, radius. What is the meaning of radius? Line segment joining center with any point on the circle. Center with any point on the circle is called radius. That length is called radius. In both aspects we say. Sometimes we say the line segment joining center with any point. This is a radius, it is a radius, all these are radius. That distance is also coming under the radius. Diameter. What is diameter? Before that we can think about a chord. What is a chord? Line segment joining any two points on the circle, that is a chord. AB is a chord. PQ, another chord. Take any two points and then join it. That is called a chord. Now diameter is the longest chord. Longest chord because we can say the chord which is passing through the center O, PQ. PQ is a chord as well as a diameter because it is coming. It is the longest. It is passing through center O. Longest chord is diameter. Double of radius we can say. Diameter equal to 2 into radius because it is one radius, it is another radius. Then we have arc. What is the meaning of arc? Part of the circumference from this piece to this piece. If I am taking this much, that is coming under arc. Arc means a minor arc, major arc, both are there. Minor arc. This is minor arc. Now balance, if I am taking this is a major piece, bigger piece, major arc. Minor arc, major arc. Okay. Now we have sector. What is the meaning of sector? If we divide in this way, this piece is called a sector. Example is pizza. Pizza may always be cut in this way only. Isn't it? We cut in this way, pizza. Cake, but cake is there with a different shape and all, but pizza means the best example. Major sector, minor sector again. Major sector. This is not major, it is minor sector. Major means the one which is empty. This is the one which is not shaded. This is major, this is minor. Okay. Then we have two more things. What is that? Segment. What is segment? When we cut the circle in this way, this is segment. Small one, minor, big one, major. Circle is divided into two pieces with the help of line segment, with the help of a chord we can say. Here sector is formed when the circle is divided with the help of two radii, one radius, another radius, and an arc. Arc, then one radius, one more radius. Here one arc and area between an arc and a chord, that is segment. Here also the same thing, major and minor. Minor segment as well as major segment we can say. Then we have two more things, secant and tangent. What is the meaning of secant? Secant means a circle. If a line is passing through this circle, cutting the circle into two parts, that is called a secant. This line is a secant. Line which is passing through the circle is called a secant. Another one is a tangent. Tangent means the circle which is just touching and going, touching at one point, that is a secant, that is tangent. So here AB is becoming a tangent. Okay. So this chapter we are dealing with the tangent. What is the tangent of a circle? Tangent of a circle means the line which is just touching the circle. So we are coming to secant and tangent. What is a secant? Here AB is a secant. From secant only sec came. In trigonometry we studied a sec. Secant. It is a line. It is the line which is passing through a circle. Passing through a circle is a secant. It is the line which is passing through a circle, dividing it into two parts. Automatically dividing it into two parts. Now next is a tangent. What is tangent? A line which is touching a circle at one point. A line which is touching a circle at one point is called a tangent. At a particular point, this point is called a point of contact P. This point is called a point of contact. So tangent means it is a line which is just touching the circle. AB, we can say AB is a tangent because it is touching at one point. Now some points, a few points. How many tangents can be drawn to a circle? How many tangents can be drawn? I can draw here one touching at this point. Here I can, or I can draw here. That means circle has got an infinite number of points. That means every point we can draw one. I can draw here another tangent. So I can draw here, I can draw here, I can draw. Circle has got an infinite number of tangents. We can draw infinite number of tangents to a circle. Infinite number of tangents to a circle. A circle can have maximum two parallel tangents. Why? Two parallel tangents maximum. Why? Because here one tangent, so parallel means this one. If I am drawing in this way, then here parallel. So these two are parallel. One more parallel I cannot draw. First AB given. So parallel to AB means only one is possible. If I draw here, it is becoming secant. If I am drawing here, it is not at all touching. So maximum two parallel tangents. Through one point we can draw, one external point we can draw two tangents. We can draw two tangents from an external point. What is the meaning? Suppose there is a circle, one point is taken. So from here we can draw two tangents. This is suppose P, this is PA, PB, PA and PB tangents. From P, from the external point, the circle is here, one point which is outside. So from this external point to P, I can draw one tangent like this, one tangent like this. Point of contact to B, point of contact to A. Now here PA is called the length of the tangent. Actually tangent means what? Tangent means a line only. So there is no length. Infinite number we can say, infinite length we can say, because there is no end. But when we consider one external point, from that point, from the external point which we take, from that point to the point of contact, that length is called considered as length of the tangent. Here, that means in this figure here, PA and PB are the lengths of tangents. These are the lengths of tangents. They will be equal. PA and PB will be equal. That is a theorem we will study. So from one point we can draw two tangents. PA is one tangent, PB is another tangent. Okay, I hope the things are clear. So let us go to the exercise. Exercise 10.1. How many tangents can a circle have? A circle can have infinite number of tangents, already we discussed. Second, fill in the blanks. A tangent to a circle intersect it in one point, touching at one point, intersecting at one point. A line intersecting a circle in 2 points is called secant. A circle can have dash parallel tangents at the most maximum. Two parallel tangents I already explained with the figure. Common point of a tangent to a circle and the circle is called a point of contact. Common point of a tangent to a circle and the circle, that means a touching point. That touching point is called a point of contact. Then we have question number 3. Question number 3, a tangent PQ at a point P of a circle. Tangent PQ at a point P of radius of 5 cm meets a line through the center at a point Q. They are saying about a point not here, here. They are saying about a tangent. At a point P of a circle of radius of 5 given. Okay, so before that we have to discuss the two theorems that I forgot. Okay, so question number 1 and 2 are done. Now we will go for the theorems. Two theorems are there. Okay, after that we will come back to this question. Okay, question number theorem, two theorems. Okay, let us see. The new page we will do. Theorem 1. The tangent at any point of a circle is perpendicular to radius through the point of contact. Here we can say in a circle, tangent and radius at the point of contact are perpendicular. In a circle, tangent and radius at the point of contact are perpendicular. If there is a circle, tangent and radius at the point of contact, the statement given is another way. Okay, tangent at any point of a circle is perpendicular to the radius through the point of contact. So same sentence only written in another way. It is easy to remember. That's why tangent and radius at the point of contact are perpendicular. If there is a circle, okay, now what is given? Tangent AB one point P. What is the given thing? A circle with a center O. A circle with a center O. Circle with a center O. AB a tangent. AB is a tangent with a point of contact. Point of contact to P. So things are clear. There is a circle given with the center O and a tangent with the point of P. Point of contact to P. To prove. What do we have to prove in this question? Tangent and radius are perpendicular. OP perpendicular to AB. That only proof is a simple only, but it is different one, different type of proof, not like a congruency. So proof. Yeah, before proof we have to do some construction also. What is construction here? We have to consider one point. We have to take a point Q on AB other than P. Other than P. P को छोड़कर दूसरा कोई भी point. Any point. Take any point Q on AB other than P. Let it meet the circle at the point R. Take any point Q on AB other than P. Other than P. One P is already there. Take any point Q on AB. Let and join OQ. Okay, let OQ meet the circle at R. Only this much. Okay, simply take it. When we say, we can say simply take one point Q and join it, and that line is going to meet the circle at R. Okay, now proof. Now proof. First result we can say OP equal to OR. Why? OP and OR are equal because radii of same circle. Both are radius of the same circle only. Radii of same circle. OP and OR equal. Now we will say OQ equal to, what is OQ? OQ means OR plus RQ. From the figure. From the figure we can simply say OQ is OR plus RQ. Now we know OQ is OR is same as OP. Already we wrote OR and OP are same plus RQ. Using one OP and OR equals, so OR is replaced as OP. Now what we can say from here? OQ means OP plus OR, so OP is smaller than OQ. Therefore, OP is smaller than OQ. There is no doubt. We know OP and OR. OP is smaller than OR because OQ means OR and this one. OP is smaller than OQ. OQ means this OR and one more piece. OQ means OP and one more piece is to be added. RQ is also needed, then only they will be equal. They are not equal. OP and OQ are not equal. OQ means OP and one more thing. So OP is smaller than OQ, less than OQ. Now we will say this logic, this reasoning can be extended to each and every pointer. This logic can be extended to each and every point Q. Not only this point Q, another point here, another point here, another point here, another point here. This logic can be extended to each and every point which we can take on AB, and everywhere we can see that OP is smaller. Everywhere we can say that we can see that OP is smaller. Everywhere OP is smaller means what? Everywhere OP is smaller means OP is smallest term. Everywhere smaller means smallest term. Now OP is smallest means what? Last year we studied one theorem. Therefore, OP is the smallest, therefore, OP perpendicular to AB. What is the reason? Last year's theorem. Among all line segments drawn from an external pointer, among all the line segments drawn from an external point, comma, the perpendicular is the smallest term. Last year's theorem. Among all the line segments drawn from an external point to a line, perpendicular is the smallest. Okay. Last year we studied it. Let me explain. If there is a point, external point, and there is a line, I can draw one line like this. Here also. So there is a line AB given. One line AB given. O is there. OP, OQ, OX, OY, etc. So many lines are drawn, but this will be smallest. Perpendicular is the shortest. We can simply measure also. This is 10 centimeter means it will be surely more than that. 12, maybe 14, maybe maybe 12.5. So among all the line segments drawn from an external point to a line, one line is there, one point is there. So we can draw so many lines. Only the perpendicular shortest. Shortest will be perpendicular, there is no doubt. Are you understanding? So that concept is taken. Opposite of that concept is taken. But opposite we cannot write because the theorem in the syllabus is this one. What we studied is among all the line segments drawn from an external point to a line, perpendicular is the shortest. So here we proved that OP is the shortest. We can think about so many lines and OP is going to be the smallest. So since it is the smallest, it is going to be perpendicular. I hope it is clear. This is the proof. Now we will study one more theorem, that is theorem number 2. Length of tangents drawn from an external point to a circle are equal. It is a very simple proof. External point to P, A, B. 2 points A and B. So what is given? A circle with the center O. Circle with the center O. PA and PB are tangents. 2 tangents are there, PA and PB. From the external point to P, one tangent is drawn, another tangent is drawn. A circle with the center O, PA, PB, 2 tangents. To prove. What is to prove? PA equal to PB, length of the tangents. Length of the tangents equal PA equal to PB. Construction. What is construction here? Radius we will draw. We have to draw radius OA, OB and join OP. Draw radius OA, OB, join O to P. We will draw OP. Draw OA, OB, OP we can simply say no problem. Draw OA, OB and OP. Now the proof is very simple. Proof. We will consider these two triangles OAB and OBP. In triangle OAP and triangle OBP. In triangle OAP and OBP, what we can say? OA equal to OB. Reason? Radii of same circle. Second, OP equal to OP, that is a common line. Third, angle 1 equal to angle 2, 90 degree. Why? This is angle 1 equal to angle 2 equal to 90 degree. This can be angle 1, angle 2. 1 and 2. Instead of saying OAP 90 degree, we can make it easy. Angle 1 and OBP angle 2. I cannot say angle A. Why? Angle A means this one or this one, not clear. So A is not clear. If it is a single angle like this, I can say angle A, no issue. But here nearer to A, 2 angles are there. So angle OAP I have to say. So best is name it as 1. Angle 1 equal to angle 2 equal to 90 degree. Reason, in a circle, tangent and radius at the point of contact are perpendicular. That is a theorem. So we got 3 things. OA equal to OB, OP equal to OP common, and 1 equal to 2. In these two triangle, OA equal to OB, radius same circle, 1 equal to 90 degree, OP equal to OP common. Therefore, these two triangles are congruent. OAP congruent to OBP, RHS theorem. RHS theorem. Therefore, PA equal to PB. PA equal to PB. PA side of this one, PB side of second one. Reason, CPCTA corresponding parts of congruent triangles are equal. So it is a very simple proof. Okay, and very important also. So in this chapter we have only 2 theorems. So both the theorems are equally important, very important we can say. First theorem came for compartment exam just now this year, compartment exam, that theorem was there. So both are equally important. This one means more easy. isn't it? Because congruency is coming. OA equal to OB, radial same circle, 1 equal to 90, OP common, RHS theorem, congruent, therefore CPCT. Okay, I hope it is clear.